Good day, and welcome back to Hadassah's Discernment. The certainty of death requires the certainty of life. We are going to die one day, and because we are going to die, we need to live our lives to the fullest. There's a saying in Guyana where I originated from: Allow me, let me live my life. I will agree with that statement, but I do not agree with it in the context of being reckless in living. I agree with it in the context of having flexibility and having freedom. How do we ever have flexibility and freedom in our lives? When a child is born, the government ensures that the child is vaccinated against those communicable diseases as the child develops and as a child would have achieved those developmental stages, the different developmental stages. Then you go into nursery. When you enter into nursery, the way you live, there are certain requirements that you fulfill that criteria for that nursery period. Then you go into primary and you walk into primary, you learn to read, you learn math, and you develop those skills. And then at the end of primary, you're tested and you go on to secondary. And secondary, same thing. You go into secondary, you come out speaking Spanish, you come out speaking French, you come out mastering the English language, you come out knowing the principles of good mathematics, and you're developing. Then you go into higher or tertiary education, vocational, academia, whatever. You go into your family's business, you take over the farm, whatever. You're developing, and certain things are required of you because you're living and you're moving and you're getting older. Remember those times is it a family reunion or a religious gathering? You do this thing annually. You have at 5 years old, you go to this family reunion or you attend some religious function annually. But at 5, you go and you observed all the elders, all the aristocrats, and you've seen them at 5. You go back now at 10 years now. You see them, some of them appear to have, get a bit gray hair and different things. And you look at them, but they're still up and about. And you go back at 15 years old. And some of them are there, but they're sitting more. Then you go back at 20 and they're in the background. They're not there. And then you go back probably 25 and they're no more. That's life. We are here but for a time and we need to enjoy our lives. The certainty of death requires the certainty of life. And we should enjoy our lives here on earth. So, because we are going to die one day, we are going to die, we need to enjoy our lives, not recklessly. Just as I gave those examples of nursery education, primary education, secondary education, tertiary or vocational education, different stages you're planning. Now, living your life with freedom or to the fullest is not living your life recklessly or enslaved to habits. That's not freedom, that is enslavement. Living your life to the fullest is living your life with parameters, with boundaries, with a goal, aspiring to achieve. You know, when you were young, we all dream, I'm going to become this, I'm going to become that. And somewhere in this walk of life, you fell off the path. You have to go back to that place where you stop dreaming and aspiring. Was it in as a teenager? Was it as a young adult? Was it in tertiary um, school? When was it? Where was it? You go back and then you take an objective look to where you are and where you need to be. And you have to go back on that path. Do you need to walk yourselves out of financial debt? Do you need to go back to school? Do you need to further your education? What is it that you need that will cause you to reach that goal or to actualize that goal, that thing that you inspired for, that you alone know within you that you know what, I wanted to do this and I know that I can do it. Go back to that place where you stopped dreaming, where you thought it was impossible, where you started to think, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Go back and then take an objective look and see what is it that I have to do to achieve, to get there. What is it that I need to do? You can do it. As long as there is life, there is hope. But there are principles that you need to apply in order for you to achieve, in order for you to go, to get to actualize that dream. Life requires discipline. Life requires boundaries to be successful. If you don't have boundaries, if you're not disciplined, your life will go down a reckless path and you will be the one who will be hurt. Probably some others will be hurt in, you know, in the in the process, but mainly that is self-destruction. So the certainty of death requires the certainty of life. As we would say in Guyana, let me live my life. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life with flexibility. Live your life with purpose. Have a plan. Institute the plan. Things change. Things change in us suddenly. Sometimes we have to retweet the things that we have planned. We have to change. All of that is life because we are alive. That is life. That is not an excuse. That is a part of life. So because there is the certainty of death, and because the certainty of death requires the certainty of life, live your life to the fullest. See you back next time. Thank you.